Yeah, let's get it for the story. Woo! Come on, hit that shimmy.
Hey,
We have a ride. Bop.
What's going on?
So what?
What's good?
Okay, good.
Right.
Woo!
I
You
get to be fucking cracking up.
What?
That's how the thing's supposed to be said.
You're gonna make me laugh.
This gonna be like
We
shake
need
and
to
giggle.
start yet, though.
Oi.
Oh my god.
Well.
It's me, HadieLeonie.
And it's your girl itsJojoRenée. And if you haven't noticed, you've tuned into Bite Billet Podcast, episode numero 10. Okay, good. And we have a guest here today.
Ooh.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Ashil. Some people call me Ash. Like Haiti just sometimes call me Ash. Some people call me Ashgainz.
You good, so?
In the hood they call me Nut.
Whoa.
No, somebody said that I did that. I was like, people still call you Nut?
Yeah.
In 2023?
But people that I encounter, like my boys and things that I encounter from the hood.
But how you get that name?
Boy,
Do I want to know?
I mean, well, the name it come from my brother. They call him Peanut, and I had a smaller version, a younger version. So they would then.
They should have called you
say-
Cashew.
Well, actually, my father did call my father though.
Cashew?
Yeah,
Almond.
they actually call.
The whole fucking peanut.
No. They actually call my father Cashew because he's like the I guess
Head honcho.
I guess so. So like this Cashew, Peanut, and then Nut.
Wow.
I didn't know the call you father cashew.
Yeah, that's a
Protein.
weird
But
thing.
somebody, I can't remember who it was. Recently I was somebody and it was like, yeah, Nut. And I like, who's Nut? And then the other person looked at me like, your friend. I like, oh fuck, people still
I
calling
never
me
heard
that.
that.
That's wild. But before
Welcome,
we get into
Nut.
it, no, Jody, before we get into
Oh,
it.
yes, people. I love this. I love it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, please do because, hello, you need to keep up to date. Press the bell notification so
Yeah.
that you get a notification when we upload. Let's get into it. How you feeling?
I mean, I never been on a podcast before, so
We
I
pop
gotta-
your
I gotta-
podcast, Jerry.
Huh?
You got this, though.
You got it.
Get on
You're
your
doing good
ass.
so
Let me
far.
see.
You're the first person to join in on the intro. When you was like, so what going on? He's like, yeah.
But
So
how you look at me, that... This fucking
she
made me
just
laugh.
started
You
laughing.
have a funny face.
You just do that because you know you just do that to me.
Well,
I don't know, you just jokey.
I did.
you
But wait, before we continue, we got Mando in the
No,
bubble.
go ahead.
I know. I know you don't mean it
Hey, Hedy,
offensive.
we have a little announcement.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's episode 10. And your girl's got cards and stickers.
So if y'all want to get in touch with our links to know where you can find us, everything, you can probably see these on metros. You can probably see these on buses. And they're sustainable, so don't come for us.
They're
But
sustainable.
we
yes.
got our branding. Like, look at this, guys.
I
don't know
love
if y'all
it.
can
I had it
see
upside down. No.
What up?
I thought I had it upside
For the
down.
ones on the Spotty and all you listening audio, we have stickers and business cards
Yes.
for Bite the Billet. So you can easily scan our QR code and you get all the links for every platform we're on, TikTok, Instagram, all this. So yeah, guys,
Everything.
we going up in life.
Yeah.
Episode 10 came in with a bang.
You might even see them randomly on the road in some mountain.
Yeah, we coming down with boxes.
Get him down.
Everybody, we're going to do it in strip clubs. We're going to do it like Dallas sign.
Take a card.
Oi,
But
oi.
yeah, Ash, this the first, other than Mando, but you always hear guess it's like,
That is
Close,
true.
close.
yeah,
But
like,
it feel cool to like, you know, I've been seeing it. You've also been telling me about it
That's
even
true.
before like the whole podcast. I like
That's
you know come
true.
together. So actually feel cool to actually be in the moment.
Yeah. But what's are you like? I don't even know. I know both are you from SM, but
how we know you?
what's talk to me. Yeah. I want to know.
Well, I mean, we know each other from since high school days. You know, we
You know.
you
My ex, yeah.
well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I
What?
also
My ex.
you're good friends with her ex.
Oh.
I met her through him.
But we would be chilling, and Ashley would just randomly come interrupt the conversation. Just be like, yo, you see
You know, I actually still I don't know. But I mean,
Yes. You always have a story. That's one thing I know you for. This man always have like a verhal.
oh my gosh. And then
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but it's just, you know what I mean? Sometimes you could have moments where you're just aware and conscious that, like, you know, people are actually having a conversation.
You don't read the room.
I don't read the room sometimes. Yeah, I don't read the room sometimes. Sometimes I might just, like, leave, like, my random personality just, like, you know, take over. But, I mean, I embrace it.
Yeah, and I think people get used to it, like the people around you. Because for me, it was never.
No,
Yeah, I mean, it don't bother me. And also to the people that around me, they actually, like, you know how I is. They like, you know, that's just, you know, that's just Ashley
This-
or Ash.
Just, this really off topic, right? But hey, do you change your carpet?
I turn it around.
I looking at it, I'm like, I know this didn't look like this last time.
turn it around.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
You were shaking my head.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, it took me a while to go because I used to be like, why this man just keep coming interrupting our conversation?
But you didn't know me at the time, or?
And I had no of you, but
But
like,
not like,
when you used to just come and interrupt our conversation, no, it wasn't like,
You checking like audacity.
I
yeah.
apologize.
No,
Nah, man.
A few years
Look at
later.
how you know.
A few years later, I
Exactly.
apologize.
a few, it's like a decade and change later.
You worked out for the best.
But yeah, and then, I don't know, I guess you should just always come around and then.
Yeah, and then, you know, you just, the friendship is, you know, continue.
flourished.
Yeah, just continue going, and then, you know, now we here.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of years later.
Yeah, that's
Good.
how, basically.
Yeah. I think I just know you from, I don't even know when we meet.
Well, I
Long
think
later.
I think I meet you when I
True friendship group.
Yeah,
through
for
friendship
sure.
group.
But that was a minute ago. But the first time I see you,
Actually, I think it was by your sister party, you know.
yes, my sister
Yeah,
house
yeah.
parties. Big up Elisha and her house parties in Capella. That's
Yeah.
when you used to fuck up the dance floor with a broomstick. I feel like one time I see you helping
I
clean
have
up
that
and you were
video
just there like,
still on
Yeah.
my phone.
You got a
The
video?
amount of
You got a
videos I have
video?
of you dancing.
I mean, that's a part of me. That's a part of me.
this man
Yeah.
was fucking it up.
But
But yeah.
funny enough, Ashil is the first person that really got me in the gym. I don't know
Bap,
if you
bap,
know that.
bap,
I used
bap.
to go, but I mean, like, you was the first person that really had me there. Like, yeah, we're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Back in my
Yeah.
Amsterdam days, my first trainer. And you teach me a lot.
I
And,
know, it was a lot of years.
You come a long way. So,
A long way.
fucking
How
way.
much followers you got on TikTok?
18,000.
That's
Say that with your
fine.
chest. Bap,
Bap,
please
bap,
for
bap,
me.
bap, bap, bap,
18K in the book.
Say that again. Say that again.
18,000.
Okay. No, I say 18,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, because...
That's Saber times 9.
Wow. Don't keep coming for your eye,
But I mean,
No, just so you can see how big it is. Like,
No,
honestly.
I'm not saying that it's not a large amount
Accomplished.
of people, but an accomplishment. Actually, I'm aware that, you know, it's a lot of people. But for me, like, a lot of people that think to me that, like, a lot of people that think then, like to me, like, it's about the followers or, like, you know,
Yeah.
how big it might be or whatever. But to me, it's more like, you know, the certain amount of people that, you know, I am able to help with my content and stuff like that. So
Okay, now we need the Yeah,
that's
That's big facts.
respect. But what was it like? Like, what for one get you on TikTok and your whole fitness journey? Because at some point, I just really saw you going crazy in the gym.
Well, actually, I've been training like since I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
So it's been like a very long time since I've been training. But you know what really had gave me the courage to like believe that like, you know, I was, you know, eventually gonna become a fitness influencer was just, you know, seeing, you know, what I was capable of when I didn't have, you know, much motivation, especially during the times of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was when like I actually see that like, you know, like you know, you actually really, you know, built different. You're not doing this
Yeah.
for the cameras or for people. Like this is like a lifestyle that, you know, I embrace. I'm living,
Exact.
you know, by myself. And I thought to myself, like, you know, well, I live like this. I follow this lifestyle. I change my physique in this type of way. I could eventually be able to do the same thing for somebody else just by, you know, words, training them and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
that's when-
information.
giving information and stuff like that. And that's when actually I had decided during the pandemic to create the Ashgainz page on Instagram.
Check it out. Ashgainz. We're going to put it
Right
in
there.
the description.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after that, that's when actually I had like saw like people and following me. So it was the first amount of followers, people from SM and stuff like that. That's what actually had kind of show me like they're supportive. They're seeing why it's starting up. They looking to me for information. So as somebody that's starting out, you want to also have the feeling that you are able to influence people.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
that's what had like show me like
Motivate.
yeah, you could do this. And then I just continue pushing, and then now we're here. And then I transition into TikTok, and then
Yeah.
Blow the fuck up.
Fucking it up. We here for it.
thanks.
And then how, like, where you see yourself going with it in a sense? Because you impacting people and you definitely doing that, because I seen your videos. You tell me a lot of things, like when I see you with that video with a bunch of protein in bags and stuff, and you're checking like, just bring snacks with you to work and stuff, so that way you keep, where you see yourself going with the platforms and everything, or just your platform.
Sorry. Well, where I see myself going eventually is, actually, creating like, a big website. Because
Okay, good.
right now, like a lot of people actually just like come to me for information, and they want me to like, create certain plans for them, programs and stuff like that. So that's eventually where I'm going, branch off into. I already does, train people and stuff like that. So, that already I'm doing. Further what I want to do also to eventually, just for myself is, maybe create merch, because, I have a lot of supporters and people that's actually be telling me like, when I'm going to start a podcast, or when I might, get shirts and this and that and those types of stuff. So, I mean, just kind of, have an open mind and just, also be open for like what other people have to tell me and stuff like that to then,
Big
further
facts.
branch off.
Even a podcast. I mean, you're on a podcast, but like even your own podcast, you gotta have people like come tell their journey of the gym, because I feel like everybody's journey is a bit different in terms of fitness and everything.
Definitely.
So having a platform where people could go to a place where they see different stories and maybe some relate to certain stories, it kind of pushes that message and also creates that environment. So
Because why
that
you
would have-
originally start training at 14, 15? Because not much people is like...
nah.
That's actually a good question. I started training like about 14, 15, more because my father, like he was actually, first
Cashew?
in the,
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I started more because of him. He had the equipment around and stuff like that. And then, I picked up, after him. But also too, like, I mean, growing up, I wasn't always the biggest person, the tallest, or the, strength and stuff like that. So, I had to do something about that. I was in baseball, basketball, track and field. And, I had talents and stuff like that. So I used to perform well, but I used to have to do much more out there. Like things wasn't as easy because I was much smaller than, my competition and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, like, we got to do something about this. Yeah, and also two people used to tell me like, yo, you skinny, this, that, blah, 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 blah.
Body shaming.
So, yeah, basically body shaming. And I also used to be like, look at myself in the mirror and I used to feel like, probably I actually feel like I need to also become stronger for myself, more confident, more this, that. So actually that's where it starts. There's a lot of different factors.
And what advice would you give for like people? Because I know people listening to us probably checking like, bye, I want to get in the gym, this and that. Plus summer is around the corner. What advice would you give them in a sense of like, I know for my journey, there's times you're not going to feel motivated, which is one thing, you can't rely on motivation. But also like having people tell you look a certain way or something like that. Like how are you able to kind of just stay focused on what you wanted to do? Or like what advice would you give somebody in a sense?
Well, I understand what you're saying. You do have a point. I would say that
You're so official.
Huh?
Sorry, you really official. And like I fucked with you like, yep, good point.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, you do have a point.
Yeah.
I'm also, like, big on communication also. Like, I mean, during this podcast, like, you may also see me, like, kind of giving signs that, like, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, nah, I fucks with it.
Yeah, because, like...
You're such a wholesome individual.
It's lovely, Ashil. Yeah.
Because, like, I could perceive something in a different way now, so I just want to let you know, like... No, I understand.
We appreciate you, honestly.
I get you.
Like Hadie enjoys your presence. Like she's just there enjoying it. But no, we really appreciate that. I feel like y'all need to take notes in a sense. But I think that's how podcasts should be too. Because sometimes you have people talking over each other, or sometimes you would speak on a point that I made, but you didn't understand it. So you validating or stating, I understand that. I fucks with it. So continue.
Okay.
It was just very like
Difference.
like I feel like I was at, like a debate. Like, great point you made there,
Yeah.
but not in a thing where like it's good. So
Yeah, it's good. It's good for
Continue.
the confirmation. It's good.
yeah,
So yeah, to what you were saying, I would say that for people that like want to start a fitness journey and stuff like that, to kind of understand that they're running their own marathon. Yeah, you in your own lane. Like I realize like a lot of the times, like even before people start and stuff like that, like they like to compare themselves to other people and
yeah,
stuff like that. And
heavy.
yeah, and that could actually make you feel like you probably like 100 steps behind, and you might
Facts.
feel like your shoulders heavy, you can't do this. But the minute you understand for yourself that like you running your own marathon, you set goals, you understand, that is a start, it's a learning process. You're not going to start off on the right foot all the time and get things perfect all the time. That is a building process.
Yeah.
That eventually it would be something that gonna become complete within the process.
Exact.
I don't want to be devil's advocate, but you don't feel like you should have a level of balance? I feel like what really pushed me to start being in the gym is like seeing other people. Not necessarily comparing myself in a bad way.
No, I get you.
But like,
You set a person that is like me with business. I look for people I admire, and they inspire me. But there's a difference between somebody inspiring me and me wanting to be like somebody else, where I know it's not physically possible or situationally, I don't know if that's the word, possible, because they're from a different thing. But it's good to have people who you like look up to in terms of, I'm not gonna lie, I watch your shit to get information because you know what you do and you know what you're talking about.
Correct.
So in that sense, I find it makes sense. But what I wanted to say also from that point is like, a lot of what we see online is the product of the process. So it's like, that's where it becomes a bit unhealthy, where I would think a girl got there in like 3 months because she wasn't very like transparent with her journey, or we only see like the end of the journey.
You only see the what's the word? The tip of the iceberg.
Precis.
Yeah.
And that is what demotivates people, because say if I'm in the gym for 3 months and in my head I'm thinking, but she showed her transition and it was over 3 months, but I don't see that for myself, I gonna stay home. In a sense of like, that demotivates you because you don't see the progress. Maybe you go get a BBL or something. Like that's the issue, in a sense, where it is a marathon and your marathon might be Tour de France or whatever, and mine might be from Simpson Bay to Phillipsburg. So it's to realize like there's different distances involved, but it's also different conditions involved.
I agree, but it also has to do with like how quick people expect to see success.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Right?
what the
Like some
success
people
is.
feel like, but that's what you mean, that we looking online and we're seeing people, oh, this person get a 3-month progress.
Yeah,
So like, why I ain't getting that?
exactly.
But I feel like when I looking at like online people who in the gym and stuff, I just scroll and it's like, if they actually showing like, yeah, this was me like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Then it's like somebody that, okay, I invested in them because they're not
Exact.
just trying to sell me some
dream.
dream or just so much wishy to get a follower.
Yeah,
And you gotta do your research based on who you want to follow and whatever. Because then they being real, like, honestly, guys, gym, we were talking about that earlier, is not
it's not easy.
it's not what you say, a 2-3 month thing.
Nah,
It's not it's not a 2-3 month thing. It's not.
it's like growing your hair. You can't expect to oil up your head one day and then tomorrow you got Rapunzel.
No.
Like, it don't work like that. So I think that's what people got realized, in a sense. But yeah,
I feel like also too, like people also too, like if they understand the process of like how the body first needs to adapt to like a new style of living and stuff like that would also help them, become more patient with the process. Because a lot of people, like, if you're not like somebody that like consistent with the gym for, let's just say, the first 3 weeks, if you were consistent for the first 3 weeks, it might seem like it was something that was really difficult to do. So because the level of difficulty is so much more higher, this person can also expect success in like a short period of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
but
So
yeah.
But, okay.
Side note,
Yeah.
because I heard somebody say this the other day and I was like, wow, mind blowing. But there's willpower, and that's what I used to take cold showers for. We was talking about that, where it's like you're just making yourself do things voluntarily that is like putting you under stress. But somebody mentioned that you should like also think of a why power, where a lot of people go to the gym, and I'm gonna speak for myself. I was skinny. I looked like a lollipop when I was younger, just tall, skinny, big head. And for me, it was like I wanted to reach that level of like physique. And that was my like motivation to go to the gym. And I feel like creating a why power that has a deeper meaning will help you realize why you're doing it, even when you don't see results. Where it's like, I was going gym, I wasn't seeing results, but I was seeing different results because that's where I was focused on. And that was more like for my mental.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I realized, okay, maybe I'm not going to see these results immediately in regards to my body, the physique, blah, blah, blah. However, mentally, every time I go to the gym, I know I'm able to be more aware of my emotions. I'm able to have more of a disciplined outlook on life that trickles also into the rest of my life. So it's also realizing, to the point I want to make, that you have to have a purpose to go to the gym that's not superficial or materialistic or surface level. Like when you find that deeper purpose and realize, yo, this is what I'm doing this for, it helps in the whole process.
But even apply that to like other areas in your life. Because I feel like, as I say, I used to go gym and stuff like that, but I think until I come Amsterdam, I was training when you was like, I really started like finding a passion for it kind of. But then now, where it is now, since COVID, I feel like the consistency and the showing up for myself, like I tell myself, okay, if I get outside, go outside, and like I used to jump rope during COVID when the gym was closed. You were telling me that, yeah. Like if I do that, like I must be able to like sit down and work and do this tonight because I had the determination and like the willpower to do that.
And it's a matter of you, like your brain don't understand words, it understands actions.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of you telling your brain, bitch, I'm in control.
Yeah.
Because today's self, this morning, I did not want to go to the gym. Everything inside me, but I had to force myself. Where it's like people depend on motivation. Motivation is not going, it's going to get you to the door, but it's not going to get you in the room. It's a matter of realizing you can't only rely on motivation. You will not be motivated every day to go to the gym. I could promise you I don't be motivated every day, but you'll reach a point where it gets easier because now you create a lifestyle, but it's just to kind of start with that. And then like you say, it trickles into everything.
But you feel like that's it for you, or is
no? Actually, I feel like it's that too. Because with me, like I don't always have motivation, but you just still have to show up because motivation or not, you understand for yourself that something still has to get done. You know, it doesn't matter if you have motivation or not, but it's a discipline is what does eventually carry you into completing these types of actions. I just always say that when you have discipline and you have motivation, that it's a lot easier to carry out your actions because in the moment when a human being is motivated, it's like they have a motive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But because of life, certain things might happen. Maybe you're busy with school, things going on in the family or whatever, and then the motivation is then decreased.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do now when the motivation decreases?
You're going to remember the discipline.
You're going to lean on the discipline to then further carry you into what you got to do.
That's true. And I feel like discipline is like, let me see how to put it. You're doing the hard things now to enjoy the good things later, whereas instead of doing the easy things now to have it hard later. Yeah. That makes sense?
That's what everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And discipline is just, you got to go through that ugly stage and then you reach that point of like, it's still ugly, but it's less ugly.
I feel
it's like mid.
It's like mid, yeah, but I also feel like discipline too have a lot to do with, comfort zone. And
I love that word.
And being complacent.
Yeah, 100.
Because
it's scary.
As well, it is scary because it's something that you're not familiar about. It's not something that you're accustomed of doing. If you're not somebody that disciplined to go to the gym all the time, when it's time for you to go to the gym when you don't want to go to the gym, you automatically find yourself outside of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
You automatically find yourself outside of the comfort zone, and that's actually the area where a lot of things are where you can grow.
Yeah. And that's why your brain is kind of like your best friend and your worst enemy. Because your brain, scientifically, science guys, I said this before, is wired to make you feel comfortable. in a sense
you
of
did,
as humans, your brain's sole mission is to make sure you are as comfortable as possible without realizing that something could benefit you in a way that is better for you as your well-being, everything. Because your brain doesn't know that, oh, if I go to the gym, I could add years on my life. It knows that if I stay in bed, I could add sleep, to my morning in a sense. That feels better. So it's like kind of that battle with like your brain and then the lifestyle you're trying to create for yourself.
Fight it.
Yeah.
I feel like I think we had this on another episode. Where it's like I don't understand the not having the will to fight it. If you get what I mean.
I understand it.
Because I think
Wait, what
all
do you
three of
mean?
us here have our own journeys in the gym and da. But I feel like that's because we actively get up and fight I don't feel like going to the gym today.
Yeah.
Or like
But it's not easy though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, some people don't have that. And I think I asked that other episode, I wonder what is the difference in the people that have that and the people that don't.
I think everybody has it. It's just some people act on it at later points in life. That's one thing I had to realize. Well, I don't know. For me, I feel like I acted on it, say, after I moved NL, but I'm still acting on it. Well, there's so many things that's still far out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what's out of my comfort zone. You don't realize how comfortable you are until you forced out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people don't act on it maybe because they don't realize they're on autopilot, where it's like, maybe they don't see like, yo, the life I live in right now is living me. I'm not living it.
Yeah.
So they don't know that they need to get the fuck up, like I said last episode. And I think for some of them it's hard where, okay, for me, I'm going to speak on my experience. I'm very journal, meditate, all that fun stuff. A lot of people never used to look at that as like, as important as I did in a sense, or see the value of it. And they thought I was like mumbo jumbo bullshit, like a fairy something. Where it's like now people seeing it because of the science behind it. But before I was reluctant to immerse myself in it because a level of judgment that would come from it.
Yeah.
But also a level of when I would speak to my friends about it and be, happy about it, they felt like they needed to do it too. So there was a feeling of like, not resentment, but just it wasn't digested well.
Yeah.
So I think for some people, they don't have that person to be like, just do it. Like, you could do it,
Yeah. I think of myself because, of course, like, I wasn't always that disciplined with it. But I think it's a difference between, like, we talk about body shaming and da-da-da-da. I used to feel like, okay, who gives a fuck if I that big or if I don't know, whatever size I be. And I don't know if it was necessarily that I was comfortable. It was more so like, I just used to be like, yeah, fuck society and their standards. And like, I don't feel like I have to get up and go do this just because. So I think even for some people, maybe they might be like, yeah, I don't have to get up and like do certain things. But then at a certain point for me, it was more so like,
You want to do it for yourself.
I just want to prove myself that like, because I still in the middle of the year and I'm going to continue after that year. But me and my friend make a pact. We're going to go gym consistently for a year and just see what I do with my life and my body, with everything, and just do that for myself. And I guess, as you say, that hit me later on in life than it would other people.
Yeah.
But also, we were talking about earlier, like, I also think about the health benefits of long term, what are going to do for me and my life and my journey, whatever. But then also just, I was giggling when I'm about to pick up myself, but I just always used to feel like if I go gym, like, I would just fuck up my shape even more.
It's over for you bitches.
Yeah. I used to be like, if I go gym, these bitches don't have a chance.
Yeah.
So then I just was like, yeah, let me see.
It's true.
Let me see.
I mean, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess everybody have it. It comes in different moments for people. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, for you, it was just that people was calling you.
Me?
Yeah.
No. It wasn't that people was not because people was calling me this or saying that.
I
Also,
14, 15.
I was 14, 15,
Yeah.
but at this, like, now that I actually, like, for me, it's like I have a love for fitness. It's not about social media. It's not. It's the same like basketball and baseball and stuff like that. It's something that I just have a passion for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now later on in life, how I 28, I don't only train like to have a certain physique and stuff like that, but also for the health benefits, my mental state of mind, it helps with my lungs, it helps my heart and this and that. And you know, it's like you setting yourself up for later on in life.
But what you feel changed since you was that shape and now this? Like, if people treat you differently, like, what I do for, like, because I really think, like, the world just perceive you differently.
Me?
When you look, everybody, when they look a certain way. You don't feel like you had noticed a difference in that? Even for maybe you, Jody? Because I noticed it.
I noticed a difference. Sorry.
Yeah. Because somebody put it on Twitter the other day. You know me and Twitter. Like, a girl was talking about, like, just the big difference of, like, just even doctors taking her more seriously when she lose weight. And just, like, the more attention she get when she lose weight. It's like people literally used to just take her as a joke when she was fat. And then it's like, now but I also could relate in the sense of, like, just the attention I get is just way bigger. I don't know. But I don't know if you relate.
Yeah. I mean, I realized the difference. I realized the difference a very long time ago, but I mean, I can't do nothing about it. You know, I don't want to do anything about it. But I mean, you can't do nothing about it. You don't want to do nothing about it.
No, of course.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, when people see you, they see my height, they see my size, they see my tattoos, and then, you know, they always have, you know, remarks, you know, certain comments and stuff like that. And they just, you know, treat you differently. Yeah. Like this it's hard to explain.
Yeah, but I wonder for men if it's a more thing of a respect. You think people respect you more when you get this side versus like before?
But
I don't know.
I mean, you're talking like about like when I was like 17 when I just come up here?
Yeah.
Like maybe man them wouldn't have stepped to you.
I actually don't really have problem. I don't really have much like...
You're unproblematic.
Yeah, I just really like to myself. Like I be working like... I mean, you know, like I'm a nurse. I just do the whole fitness. And aside from that, I'm home reading, working on self-development, reading articles, doing research and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. I just mean, maybe I just thinking on society standard. Like, what society does look at as like, this is somebody to take seriously. And I feel like we just talk about fat people, but people just take skinny people as joke too.
Thank you.
So
hello.
Like, hello. That's what I mean.
I mean,
it's like people look at you differently after.
They take me more seriously. But I mean, I feel like it's also like, I don't know. It's like if I was a certain weight and I go to someone and I tell them, hey, I'm a personal trainer, they wouldn't take me seriously because it's like, how can you train me when you are a certain weight? Or like you probably look like you live in an unhealthy lifestyle and stuff like that. So automatically, like even before I could even like open my mouth or anything, like people also too sometimes just naturally expect that, you know, I am a personal trainer. So they automatically, you know, take me serious just based off of, you know, my physique and stuff like that. And I mean, it's actually pretty cool. It's judgmental, but at the same time, too, you can't do nothing. Human beings are judgmental people.
Yeah,
no matter what you do, they're gonna form an opinion on you. About you. So even I understand that, and I just, you know, go with the flow. There are gonna be people that are gonna like me, and then there are gonna also be people that, you know, aren't gonna like me.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't noticed really a difference. It's more like
you didn't.
I feel more respect for what I do in a sense. Like people will be like, but people who know me be like, yo, you doing your thing, but nothing like, I don't know, attention.
But okay, that's the man them. Man them look at you.
Yeah, with the girls. Yeah, I feel like when you going in the gym, the more recognition you get is when you post when you in the gym, in a sense, rather than people noticing
what type of recognition?
In a sense of like, oh, I see you, or like, you know, you doing your thing in a sense. But it's like they wouldn't really be like. My sister does hype me up. She'd be like, yo, your ass get big. Yeah. But yeah, that's it really, I find.
Really? No, for me, I really just noticed the difference in like attention I get from man and not just in the gym, just on the road. Period.
Because you're that.
Like,
you get
I
the
don't know.
sauce. Yeah.
No, but maybe it's a society thing, like what they find attractive and what they don't. But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation for me.
It's true. But I think for a lot of men, them, just a girl in the gym is attractive. Where it's like I notice the attention. I notice the attention I get say is different, but it's similar in a sense. Like, okay, my name does, you know, be checking out, but now they checking like, oh, she built too. Where it's like she focusing on herself. I can't play around really.
I feel like for females too. I feel like when a female see a guy in the gym and
100.
You know, I was reading something a time, and it was like, when a female sometimes see a guy in the gym, it kind of just kind of like alert the female that like, hey, this is potentially somebody that's like disciplined or consistent.
I can't tell you how much man I'd be checking out in my gym.
Yeah.
I hope they don't watch this, but are you fine? Like, I don't know if it is just to see the man them working out, and then they got this one who does do handstands, and he'll just do it in the middle of the floor. And for me, it's like, wow. Like, you know what it is to just observe, but I like to observe. Yeah.
What you gonna say?
No, but
You know, like an uncle, like.
yeah. But I mean, no, I understand your point.
Yeah.
But like I somebody is like, you see how you say it'll have guys in the gym and you watching them do the handstands and like you admiring the work of what they're doing and stuff like that. But what would you say now if you doing like RDLs or like squats or whatever, and the opposite sex now watching you and they're like, well, look at this girl working out.
It depends.
I admire her work. But I feel like for sometimes like women might see that as like, I don't like this person watching me. He's a creep.
But
no, if the guy like,
I don't watch them creepily though. I just glance.
But sometimes
I don't know if that may be a creep.
Yeah, maybe you might not be watching him, in a creepy way.
But he still might think so.
But maybe the guy that watching you do your squats now watching you in a creepy way. Maybe he just admiring like, wow, but look at how quick she moving this way. Look at how firm. But I feel like some women will be like,
Ashid.
Yeah,
there's a difference. I know when a guy watching me out of admiration, and I know when a guy watching me and he like mentally taking my clothes off. I'm telling y'all, I know. You got man them in the gym who to watch you because they like, yeah, look at her doing her thing. And you got man them in the gym that watch you like,
yeah.
They drooling.
Like a thing.
The dumbbells becoming
you
belts.
probably looking like, because I know you like to observe and you like to look and learn. So you probably like, wow, she fucking that exercise of her farm. Wow, her farm. But some man, as I was telling you earlier, like I have this man like, I know I go to a different machine, I look up, he looking. I go to like I just walk into the bathroom, he looking, just following me.
Actually, they'll be looking through the machines or in the mirror. They're gonna be looking in the reflection of the mirror, just so they could be stick 'em.
I mean, I understand.
But I know what you mean too.
I feel like that gonna just happen everywhere. Even in a club, if you go club.
Yeah, but
if a single man in a club and a single female in a club, he might also, watch you in a certain way.
I could teach you something.
Yeah.
People don't like when you say female.
Or a woman.
Like, just say women.
Side note, guys, the reason why they have now, if somebody corrects you on saying female, don't get defensive.
I'm not defensive.
No, not you. In general.
I know you like
because
that.
A lot of man them does get defensive. But it's the matter of where it comes from. And the intention of you using it is probably not that. However, there's a lot of people who still think that way. But they used to use female. But they used to use female, like in the slavery time, to strip away the like humanity of the women. Mm-hmm. So just a female is a description, but they would call like the white women. Yeah. Because that adds the human aspect of it. Okay. But they would strip the human aspect away from the black women. So that's why using female in a sense.
I mean,
you see how you were quick on?
I just use female.
Yeah, I was observing you use both.
It's just so let us talk.
Nah, I know. But I realized that like a lot of times that's everybody observing themselves. That like you would say, that man over there, but a female. So it's like, he a man.
We don't hear male much.
Yeah.
Are you understand that, right?
I feel like, I understand what you mean though, but I mean, that's just,
trust and believe, we're not saying.
But I know some people
watch the listeners
find those things very important.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that anymore.
No.
So it's like,
do not say female.
Don't cancel him, guys.
Actually, before I come on the podcast, because it's actually, everyone that she say, cancel. I was telling myself like, boy,
say anything you want to say.
Nah. Say something.
This is unfiltered. Say anything because actually, you hear how many wild things me and Hadi say on this fucking couch.
Yeah.
This was the first fuck up the episode, I think. On this, because he was also like, should I cuss? But honestly, we
Yeah.
Say what
say
you're saying. It's a conversation.
I'm not saying what I be myself the whole time.
But what you was going to say?
we was talking about women in the club and things.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I mean, boy, that lost now.
Oh well, I go off the thing though. With a whole observing, I get where you coming from because I know, especially on TikTok, I know you're part of the TikTok gang. So you know they just have them videos where they come for the men who watching the women and they can see them because the women got the camera set up and blah blah blah. I understand the admiration that men have for women. But there's a level that they need to contain themselves when they realize it could
totally
become
agree.
uncomfortable.
I totally agree.
I do
I totally
admire the
agree.
men, but I don't admire them in an uncomfortable. I got shit to do. I'm in the gym. I'm working out. I'm gonna admire you. Hit a little glance. Maybe you hit your next exercise. I hit another glance.
Yeah.
Then I gonna go about my business. These man them just be looking.
Yeah, I've heard stories of like I also do have other female friends and
Yeah.
you know sometimes they just tell me like you know they're trying to train and stuff like that but they just feel you know super uncomfortable if they go in like a section with like dumbbells and they have a lot of men there like sometimes they might you know avoid a certain exercise because they don't want like bend over in a certain way and this and that. So I could understand. So
But also, like, I feel like the gym is different than, like, public. I feel like a lot of people go gyms. Sorry.
Yo, they got a loud car passing outside.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow,
I
it's
feel like
summertime.
go pick that up.
Huh?
Yeah,
It
just
might
a
pick
little
it
bit.
up.
What the hell, boy?
But, what was I saying? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I feel like, for me personally, now, maybe that's for other people, I'm not going... You never know if you might find a man there. But I'm not going there for that. So it's like...
No.
I feel like I here for a purpose and I here like in my zone. A lot of the times I'm in the gym because I just had a long day at work and I don't want to deal
off
with
steam.
that. I don't want to have to deal with like,
I
oh,
understand what you're saying.
let me not squat over here today because then this
But
man.
do you deal with it in a sense where I had that in the beginning, but at some point it's like whoever watch in a sense where if they watching to a point that's overdue, I will say something or I will watch back in a
You
fuck
go
up
over and
way.
say something?
Yes, with a weight in my hand. Nah, joking. No, but I would say something. I'd be like, look, you making me uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I do understand that not everybody could do that. That is 100% because in the beginning, so my whole vocab, but in the beginning, I wouldn't have the cojones to do that.
Yeah.
Like I would just move to another spot or something.
Yeah.
But
I feel like there's ways to block it out. Maybe I feel like avoid eye contact. Try to avoid eye contact. Or you wouldn't know if somebody is watching you if you don't.
You
watch
focus
them.
on it, yeah.
So it's like you catch he watching you, but then just don't watch him again.
yeah, I just focus on my workout, watch the weights, watch myself.
I feel like that's one way to go about it.
Yeah, that's what I do. But I guess I say as that same guy. I guess when he's not in the gym, I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it's when it's like I could sometimes just look up and it's like, oh shit, he right here now.
Yeah,
so
nah,
it's like
that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's
like
creepy.
you know what I mean?
Like I would
That's-
actually hear of stories of like maybe like guys like following, like he probably have a whole different routine, but like he maneuvering in the gym.
I had that.
Because,
Yeah?
oh
I
my
had that, and it was
gosh.
so jarring. It was so like that to me was really annoying, and that's when I began saying stuff because it's like, sir, I come in here to work out. If you come in here to expand your dating life, you're in the wrong place. I feel like people, especially the times I'm in the gym, I'm not in the gym. If you go gym from 5 to like 10, you gonna meet a lot of people who dare to look man or woman. But I'm in the gym in the morning. I am dedicated. What are you doing, like messing up my workout in a sense? And the thing is, you minding your business, but they would. You ever have it where somebody like do the grunting, but they don't need to grunt, but they doing it to get your attention?
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
even know because I ain't paying attention.
I had it, but I knew because he was right. So you have the
The row,
and then the lat pull down. He was at a lat pull down, and I had a row, and this man was just doing too much.
Trying to
And
get
when
your
I
attention.
stopped, he would stop. Oh, guys, my blood was boiling. I did a great workout that
But
day.
it's the fact that they even find that attractive, like that you would actually find that attractive.
Guys, that'll
I'm
give
not
me the
gonna lie,
ick.
I grunt, but I don't do that for
No,
sport.
grunt.
no, grunt you could do.
Grunt.
You said
But
what?
the way he was
I
doing it
just-
was different.
When I push in heavy weight, you just hear the noise.
Trust and believe,
Yeah.
you gonna hear
I
me
just call
grunt
me a
too.
flat tire.
But you don't do it with the intention.
No,
like
just-
she said,
just-
Yeah.
You just
There's a difference. Remember Kevin Hart stand up where he said the man do, yeah, and then he would do the exercise and be like, oh. There's a difference. Grunt. I sometimes because I lift heavy, so sometimes you gonna hear me hit a little like Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hold it in.
Exact. But there's you know when it's forced.
Peacocking.
You know when that.
Yeah.
So
grunting
and you
on the
know
first
when like when you on a train and another SM person on the train and they start speaking louder because they know you from SM, so they want you to know that they're from SM.
Yeah.
You just know, and that's the same thing in the gym. You know that ain't a normal grunt.
And you're doing it for the
Okay.
attention. That's
Yeah.
what he was doing. But yeah.
But are you feel like because of that you would feel wary if like your significant other goes to the gym like without you in a sense?
I very different. Like you
Yeah, I
you
really
have your
don't
own
care.
life.
Exactly.
Like, I cannot be. I don't know. Like I just not that type of person.
And I feel like it's a bit wild because that's like, okay, then don't go to a restaurant either, in a sense. Where it's like,
But some people like that. Like why
Why
you going
some
restaurant
things-
without me?
Huh?
She said then like a
You go to a
restaurant.
restaurant by yourself?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I would do it too. I would do it too. I actually even feel like I would be somebody to like go movies by myself.
I do that shit too.
But some people might probably find out weird. But I feel like what's the difference in watching a movie at home alone and just going to the movie to watch it on a bigger
That's
screen?
exactly it, yeah.
I guess some people just feel intimidated by the fact that they have to actually leave the house alone, go sit on there alone, and like come back alone. I don't know. I
think so too.
I don't know. I would. I know I have this one of my favorite
would
brunch
do,
places have a table for when you come there alone. Like you just facing a wall.
Oh.
And I went there like twice and I just sit there because it's just like I love the food there. So I can go
Yeah.
there alone. But yeah, going back to the point of like with your man, like with your man or whatever, I guess your woman.
Because that was a conversation or something.
What do I?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, somebody was telling me recently that they just wouldn't go gym without their man. But maybe it's linked to what we talking about, how man just make them feel uncomfortable in the gym.
That could...
But at the same time, I just feel like, why do you have to go
with your man.
with your man?
Why
to
does
the
he
gym?
have to go
But
with
I was
you?
also recently thinking it could also just be that like they don't, because I would think man just get attention in the gym too.
Yeah. From me.
So it could just be a thing of like she was just like, I want to see what's going on
Yeah.
in the gym. So,
But I feel
but
like...
that's not me.
You mean that
Exact.
she have to go gym with him?
Yeah.
She wants to monitor.
Well, man,
Yeah,
so
no,
what's going
you
on.
already going in a hole if you think like that, because it's like
Yeah.
then you should go everywhere with him.
Exactly.
But that's
Put a
what-
GoPro
You
on his
can't-
forehead.
You can't have an eye on him all the time.
Some people feel that way though. Like,
That's crazy.
For y'all that feel that way, like
work on yourself.
it's not healthy.
Like, please work on yourself.
It's really not healthy.
Work
In
on
a
yourself.
sense of like you can't monitor your man, and if you feel the need to monitor your man, you need to monitor yourself. Because where is that coming from, and why does he kind of have to be collateral damage to that in a sense? Because I feel like if you have that view, that means you already think your man gonna do you bad.
Because
Otherwise,
also
you
be too
wouldn't
from
think
past. Sorry to cut you off. Maybe it could also
That's
to
okay.
be from
Yeah, trauma. Address
yeah,
it.
past situations and stuff like that. Maybe something happened to the woman.
100.
But don't bring that into a relationship. You should
No,
not.
if you do, be open about
I
it.
ain't saying that because of that she has to bring it in the relationship, but you
You need to
kinda-
understand where it coming from. in a
Yeah,
sense,
it's like
yeah.
okay, you doing this, but then like I would more be one to be like, okay, you doing this, but why are you doing it?
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
imagine her man, she find out her man was cheating on her
Yeah.
with somebody in the bathroom in the gym. So that
But-
I honestly do understand.
That's
It's
wild.
so crazy behavior.
That
though.
is sweaty back.
It's
Gym.
so crazy behavior though. I
But-
wouldn't want it for myself.
No, but there's that level of it where it's like, honestly, if you're in a relationship and you haven't overcome that, you need to address it and as open as possible, especially with a guy you with. Because if a man hear you say, "Oh, we can't go gym like individually," he gonna think you cuckoo. But you need to kind of be open about like, okay, look, in my past relationship, I had this kind of issue, so it's a bit triggering, and I haven't fully addressed it or healed from it. So just understand that this is not coming from a place that I don't trust you. This is more like I need to build on that.
But then you would still want to like go through that journey with that person, because
No.
why? Because you don't know how long that's gonna take. So it's like that gonna trickle down to other things. So what if they
Yeah,
don't?
Yeah.
What if they don't want you to go club without them?
Yeah, but that's things they're gonna have to address. Like
Yeah.
it's a matter of look, that's the thing. You get to choose. Because she open about it.
Exactly.
For me, if a guy come and tell me big respect to you because you telling me, it's not you lighting me up or trying to control me or manipulate me. Now I know where it's coming from, where I don't have to guess. And I feel like if a girl come and tell you that, you have a choice.
Yeah, I
you
feel-
could realize her outburst or whatever is because it is, and y'all could have more open communication about it because she already opened the door in a sense.
Yeah, she make it bespreekbaar.
Bespreekbaar, discussionable.
You know what's so funny?
Wow.
That sometimes like we talking like so much of Dutch, but I
Yeah.
just like actually forget my English words. Man.
But I was really not trying to think about what is bespreekbaar.
Dialoguable.
It's just more discussionable,
Yeah, discussionable.
if that's a word.
It's not,
because
but
then you
they'll
you allow
understand.
the person also to understand that like you give them a chance to cope with it better.
I don't mind the discussion, but I feel like there's a lot of people need to learn the difference between let's talk about it versus I still want it to go this way though. So like, yes, we could sit down and talk about it, but then that person might still feel like, yeah, okay, you understanding me, so that means you still not going to gym without me. So period.
Oh no, that's
So
different.
that's why I mean,
no,
like,
no.
it's dangerous to say that, like, yeah, as long as they talk about it, it's fine. I feel like you still, at the same time, gotta understand that you were work in progress. So yes, we're talking about it, but realize that, like, next time when he got to go gym, that means this is the time now for you to, like, work on yourself and prove to yourself that you don't have to be there. And not just the gym. Maybe that's club, maybe that's restaurant, whatever. But
Big
like,
facts.
yeah. So yeah, I just feel like you can't just end at the discussion. You gotta act.
She gotta act on it. She have to
100.
also to put herself in situations that's gonna allow her to work on it. So when you go in gym alone, she gotta be able to tell herself like, okay, we spoke about this, let me try this. But it also have to come from his end too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also gotta to come from his end as well, as a point as to saying like, okay, they talk about it. He might tell her, okay, let's try it now in this way. Whereas like more like just talk her into it now.
Like work through. I
Work
guess
through it.
Yeah.
It's like different levels, and then eventually, because she can't keep her eye on him all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what it is too, to enter a situation where you feel like you're vulnerable because of your past traumas, and somebody's able to sit down and actually understand you rather than invalidate it. Where it's like, if she has that conversation with him, it could be a matter of he's saying like, yo, like, thank you for letting me know this. And like, one thing about me, I do enjoy going to the gym alone. So this is something we now are able to work on together. Where it's like, you have that playing field, let's say, to heal, because now you're in the field. Where it's like, you're not in a place where it's just you, so you don't have to worry about anybody. You're in a place where now you have to put your healing to the test, because I'm going to go to the gym alone. And she's now in a place where she could speak openly about her progress or something. She could be like, I'm having a bad day today. You went to the gym 3 times last week. I was fine, but I don't know what's happening to me today. And you just have that open conversation.
Yeah, communication. Cause also too like if on what you say, if let's say for instance she in the playing field now where you say she have to heal, when this guy probably go to the gym, it should also be a part of him to come home and then have a conversation about it as to
Like, how did it make you feel?
How did it make you feel? How you feel like what type of emotions were you going through when I was, in the gym training alone? Like where was your thought process? Like what are the things that you was thinking about? I think that that's something that might also to allow her to open up about it more.
You know
and,
how much money you
feeling-
gonna save from a therapist? Like, you able to...
if you talk about,
you able to have that open dialogue. Honestly, people, I believe in therapists because they studied psychology, they know how the brain works, patterns, yada yada. But are you gonna save hope you feel health if you a lot of money if you just have like radical honesty to a level where it is hard? That's the comfort zone that you used to, where you in a situation with a person now, you gonna try to act as best as you can, but you need to be you at the end of the day. And to open that playing field of vulnerability, both of you kind of now have that bounce off of like, wow, she was vulnerable with me and I could be vulnerable with her. And there's a lower risk of y'all needing therapy.
This is very mature people be talking about. Like, I still feel like
it takes a
not-
level of communication. It takes
and maturity to be having this,
maturity
because
as well.
a lot of these things, let's just say past the gym, I know a lot of people that have different things. They would just, it's like an actual boundary to them moving forward in a relationship. That's things to me that I just still
Wait, what? The gym thing?
No, just other that too. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there are people
you
that
never
actually
know
feel
people
that way.
boundaries.
Not just gym. Now I say like it could really be that some people feel like like let's say you in a relationship and then like a man said like I don't want you going clubbing without me. Like this, I feel like there's dead ass men out there that feel that way.
100.
Men that say that.
Yeah, or women.
But those boundaries is like for their insecurities, I find.
That's what I mean. I feel like a lot of these things is linked to insecurities, and they have these things in all kind of ways. We're talking about the gym, but there's some people that like, I remember a time I was talking to this guy on an app, and he was like, I think I was probably going to one of the festivals we was going to, and it was like, yeah, who you going with? And I was like, yeah, with my friends, and it was mostly man.
Yeah.
And me and you. And they was just not cool with the fact that I had like male friends. And I was just like,
Man friends.
I was just no, you could say it before. You could say it before.
You see,
No, there's a difference. I could explain. If you just say female, you're referring to like women as a female. But you could say female friends, or you could say a female rapper or a female blah, blah, blah. So I say male friends to specify what kind of friends. But like, and I was just like, I actually didn't really think ever about that like a man would actually have a problem with me having like male friends. I was like, moving forward, like if you have a problem with that, we gonna have a problem, because I never gonna drop my friends just because you have an issue with it. And that's what I mean. Like I saw a lot of people, I think he probably went on to just have that as a boundary with whatever woman he moved to.
Yeah, I mean, everybody.
But you feel like, I'm thinking about it. Because if I look at my parents, right, they got friends. And there's just a different dynamic now where I feel like people do have a level of like unhealthy boundaries when it comes to friends of the opposite sex. But I feel like there's also boundaries that are not set when people enter into relationships with their friends of the opposite sex. Not the relationships with their friends. But
yeah. Definitely.
As you go into a relationship,
what type of boundaries you say?
I don't know. For me, like there would be like with my male friends, like I would be chilling by them, you know, like there would be a level of like, I don't know, closeness, which is okay because it's platonic. However, in a relationship, it's certain boundaries. I feel like you now have a significant other. And of course, you're going to have less times with your friends. However, also the way in which you carry out those times is different.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people don't set those boundaries either. So there's levels to it.
Yeah, people
Yeah, so let's say, for instance, like your guy have a female friend before you, and they used to go dinner often.
Just them two.
Yeah.
Bye.
Before you.
Bye.
Before
Boundary
you.
set.
So you were somebody that would say, listen, this is something that you have to...
Yeah, they can find another activity to do. In a sense, like, look.
Dinner? It's just dinner.
It is just dinner. Oh, guys, to put me in its
But you see, that's the thing where it's like, that's a boundary, I guess. But I also think like on my male friends, I feel like if they're in a relationship, I would never be like, yo, let me go for dinner anymore.
So that's a boundary I would set for myself.
For myself too. As a friend. But I also just thinking like, for example, you or Norman, like I would go dinner with you. Food? But like if but I mean like I would go dinner with just you as my male friend.
But
maybe the
both of them at the same time. Then it makes more sense.
What do you mean?
As in, it's not a one-on-one. It's like you, Norman, and Ashil. So it's like you understand the dynamic is different.
Oh, but I mean, just even separately, like I would. But I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. If you get in a relationship right now, if you get in a relationship right now, I would never ask you that.
No.
And you, I'm friends with your partner, so I would just at this point just say, let's us go for dinner. You know what I mean? So it's like.
It's different.
I would personally set the boundaries as the female friend and not
only let it be on you.
Let it be on you. But I feel like what you saying, some people just let it like don't do well with that, I guess.
But what are you think? Like if your significant other have a male friend and they used to go dinner often.
But I feel like dinners are wild.
Dinner's wild, guys. Come on. At least go start and shop. Then I say patience.
What about phone calls?
I actually just choose a random activity actually. I don't know where it started.
Dinner's intimate. That's my thing. Dinner is, look, everything is intimate because you two people in the same space. Yeah. But dinner's intimate. So for me, that's a boundary period.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from there.
Yeah.
Too, but some dinners are just dinners.
It's food.
No,
Check
man.
out a new food spot.
Nah, that's true. Go for lunch.
But I start could be intimate too.
Ooh, Who?
Oh,
So, like, how?
hey, she changing his out. You that check it to the
Exactly.
South is a city, guys.
Exactly.
But
What do you
you
do?
don't-
Shop in a
True.
stop thing?
I never
No,
go-
but then
but I
are you
mean,
sitting
like-
down and you really looking into each other's eyes and you discussing and you savoring food
What
together.
would you rather? Would you
maybe
rather,
a glass
would
of
you rather
Pinot
that or,
Grigio.
like, changing clothes and shopping?
You ain't seeing me behind a curtain. Plus, in most stores, the man can't go in.
you have a point there.
I used to work there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What you think? You
I just
deep
give
in
my 2
thought.
cents. No, I listening to you. When people talk, I just actually like to sit and listen and
Digest
process
what they
the
saying.
information before I give an answer.
I
and
fucks
stuff
with
like
it.
that.
I hear you, man.
Yeah. Because before I was somebody, I used to be impulsive. You know what I mean? I get certain information and then it's like you wanna react one time. I actually had to see a post where it's like some people they just listen to react and some people just listen to understand.
Facts.
Sure. But
Yeah.
not everybody had good at that. But yeah, I don't know. You just gotta be able to set the boundaries, I guess. But it depends on the situation. But I also thinking on I don't know. I just find it hard to just be like, you can't have at all though.
No,
And
that's why.
That's why I find it wild. Of
That's
course,
why.
you gotta work through the boundaries and the limitations of what was allowed to do
And
now.
what about the other way around?
In what way?
For your male partner to have
Not what she's
multiple-
saying.
I wouldn't want him to have female friends.
Yeah, it's a
But
red flag if they don't, to be
not
honest.
not every woman is like that though.
Of course not.
Not everybody got their own thing. Some women might feel triggered.
But it stems from something. Where they smoke, there's fire. Like, I
Insecurity?
feel like a lot of man them used to be like, yeah, that's my cousin or that's my friend.
I mean, it could stem from something, but probably
You and
not.
your friend, they're shagging up in the bathroom. There's levels to it. Where it's like,
I experienced that recently self.
yeah, like I understand where you come from fully, where it's a matter of, I don't know, just being open to that. But it's just like what we say with the gym thing. People could get triggered by certain things and it's just to be open about it in a sense. And yes, guys, it's a mature thing we asking of y'all, but you're adults. So just digest that. Where it's like, yeah, for me, maybe one of my exes went to dinner with one of his friends who was maybe his cousin. And then I find out, it wasn't really his cousin. And all you know, that's a Caribbean thing. They just say people they cousin and they're not really their cousin.
Stories about that.
That's true. But I just feel like, if you're in that situation, think further than that. Because personally, I feel like a man that have both groups of friends is like you're not one dimensional. Like, how dope would it be that your male friend, like your boyfriend, just pick up their phone and they're in a situation, they actually have a woman in their life that they could pick up and ask for advice. And it's not on some feelings thing, it's not on some sexual thing. Like, they actually generally just want to hear a woman's perspective.
Like, how do I do this manicure?
Yeah. Not necessarily a manicure. But I feel like we just have conversations me and you just have conversations all the time, but it's just like, imagine, I know some man that just be around a man and it's just like, that would not be my type because I feel like you think a certain way, you move a certain way, and that's just...
For me, that's also like a telling sign if I would be into a man, just like you say.
Yeah.
If a man only got male friends, I'm not with it, especially depending on how his male friends operate.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like, I'm sorry, but you need that variety in your life, but you also need that space where you already been able to understand women because you had them in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So also, even if a man got like sisters and whatnot, that speaks to, I don't know, your character to a level where you are able to understand women more. So you won't just light me up and be like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, you really listening. I love that. Oh my
No, because the
days.
things are you saying is like you like hopeful stuff, but also too like the things y'all saying is the things like I like to read in books as well. No?
What
You know, like
what
I would
books do you
actually,
read? Like
I
what
read a
books?
lot of like books about like self-development, philosophical books and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the things y'all saying and stuff like that is like, if someone were to write this in a book and say that like there are more statements of this sort in this book, I would actually want to read the book. I like to
should write a
sit,
book.
listen, and then like
Yeah. Create your own like analysis of what's being said, basically.
as well, but also to like try to find ways to comprehend in a certain way where like I find a way to like add what y'all probably might be telling me to my character.
Yeah.
You know, because I also sit in here, but also too with an open mind, like understanding, like, you know, I can also learn from y'all, take certain things and stuff like that. So
Good job.
yeah,
That's
like,
I
lovely.
really
Like,
appreciate it.
Honestly, Ashil, you are a lovely guest. Like, this
Thank
is
you.
lit. I appreciate that. Because it's fundamental. Even I have it sometimes where I like to talk, guys. I have a, like, what you call it? Sprouty kind of
Yeah.
approach. And sometimes I realize if I shut up, I really learn a lot more. In a sense where sometimes, I mean, we on a podcast, we need to talk. But when I'm in interactions with people, even with Mandem, and I just listen and nod, because when you nod, they keep talking. You really kind of digest. You get to digest much more, and you get to see like something completely different than if you were just, like you say, speaking to respond.
Yeah.
Because now you are digesting it. You're not creating opinions on anything. You're not like, oh, I need to say this for this. You just like,
Listening to understand.
yeah.
Well,
fucks
not
with it.
everybody capable.
Yeah, because when someone speaks,
Nah.
they're just sending a message to, I just see it as someone sending a message to a tower. So she's sending a message to the tower, and I am the other end of the tower that I have to, you know, receive.
Wow. Snap, snap, snap. That was poetic as fuck.
I was gonna,
Jeez, we need some incense.
and I forget I should light it. But yeah. I just find it crazy to sit on here and just like, I personally feel like I see how far you've come.
Me? You talk?
You.
Oh,
Well,
uh-huh.
of course,
It's
Jody
about
too.
you,
But
sir.
today is about you. Like, see how far you come. But I just wonder how you just feel like, if you feel a like big difference in like what happening around you when you was just starting and now, and like, I don't know, or maybe the people around you, I don't know.
I feel a big. I as somebody that like, I just self-reflect a lot. Like I just self-reflect like a lot, because I think she was talking about it on one of the podcasts. It was like, you know, one of the most important times of your life is when you just, you know, kind of take time to yourself. And I feel like for a lot of years I haven't, you know, been taking, you know, time for myself. Like I was somebody that I'm not the same person, but I like to help people now. If you see my line of work, a nurse, now I train people and stuff like that. So I like to help people, but sometimes like I just also tell myself like, it's not bad to be selfish.
Oof.
It's not bad to be selfish, but we just feel like it's something that's bad by being, you know, selfish. But it's like, you gotta give yourself the time too. You sleep in 8 hours, you work in 8 hours, so that's done already 16 hours. Traveling and these types of stuff, also to having to communicate with others around you and other things that you might probably have going on outside. So it's like, when are you gonna, for those that are also in relationships and stuff like that, so it's like, when are you gonna get the time to, you know, sit down for an hour, 2 hours to, you know, basically hone in and kind of look at yourself and understand, you know, what you're doing good, what you're doing wrong, and these types of things. So I feel like that's also too something that, you know, I've been working on, you know, the last few amount of years, because everybody just see me like training, but that's not the only thing that like,
They don't see what happens behind
yeah,
doors.
they don't see what happened behind doors. Everybody just sees like the, you know, the tip of the iceberg, but like under the water is like a lot of like different things, like reading this, that, you know, kind of like opening myself and understanding like you're not perfect, you make a lot of mistakes, and you know, also to like, I kind of like set my, I also like failure.
Oof. I think more people should.
I like what failure does do for me, but I feel like sometimes people are so accustomed of doing things correct, which is, you know, if you're in a comfort zone, you're doing the same thing over and over. So it's like you understand like, hey, I'm doing this over and over. So when it's time to fail, you're not accustomed of failing.
Yeah.
And some people is not like that, and then they just kind of revert to doing things that they were accustomed of doing.
I actually like the bounce back from feeling. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even sit down and was like, okay, take a L.
Yeah.
What the fuck I'm gonna do, buddy, right now? Like, the bounce back after that, it to me is the best part of the journey of whatever you're doing, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I feel like they do that, like, this probably will be another conversation, but side note, I do feel like comes from definitely conditioning where you go to school, you can't fail. Teachers dogging you because you're getting lower than a 5.5, but also they put
sorry, guys.
consequences on like failing, and there's a lot of bad connotation around failing. And I read a book that said the quickest way to become successful is to fail as much as you can. Because if you don't fail, you don't realize how you could learn or grow. And yeah, they also say learn from other people's mistakes, but there's some mistakes that you need to make yourself, in a sense, where it's like failing
Also,
is a
too,
part
for
of
other
it.
people, other people too. Like say for instance, there's this pathway here to this camera.
Yeah.
And I have a way of talking, but like if I walk to this camera and I make a mistake before I could reach the camera, that was my mistake.
Yeah.
But when you walking out to the camera and I tell you, don't do this,
Yeah.
I only had one mistake that I make walking to the camera.
I could make a different one, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I was going to say that as a teacher, like,
Yes. Mevrouw Davis.
like I don't feel like you should be like, I guess, going like really coming for somebody when they keep failing.
No.
But I feel like, no, well, you should. But I mean, like, the difference is you're allowed to fail a test 2, 3. The difference if it's like the whole school year, your whole life, you keep failing. Because
Yeah.
then that says a lot about
100.
what you putting in to get the same results. That's all I was going to say. Because, like, yeah. If you keep getting up under a 5...
Yeah, you need to do something. Yeah, no, it's true.
No, that's an indication of like, okay, there's something I need to do differently. And that you can
Facts.
apply that to anything in life. And of course, it's okay to get under that now and then.
I used to
Now and then, emphasis.
Yes.
I used to sometimes not fail on purpose, but
What you mean in
about it.
school?
Yeah, right.
Fail
I
on.
was I used to fail on purpose now, but like if I understand like, okay, this is a test that you could have a reset, I would like be like, boy,
Yeah.
I'm gonna run ball, I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
that, and then go to school, probably get like, oh, this is not good advice, guys.
Don't do this at home,
Not good
kids.
advice. I would go to school and then like sometimes like pull out like a 4
Yeah.
or like a 3 point whatever. But then when it's time for like the reset, I understand like, okay, I don't have no second chances.
I find people don't realize how much you just apply that life, like school life, into your life. Because that's the same thing of like, you get a bill, it's like, I could do a betaling so they and then you avoid it, and it's like, you just
The
apply
bill get
that
bigger.
to any, but then yeah, the consequences might be bigger after that. So
It's like the universe
Cheat
teaching
code.
you a lesson. If this man dogged you and you ain't learn your lesson, the
Yeah.
universe gonna send you another man who gonna dog you even worse.
Yeah.
With the same kind of,
I really say we just really use a lot of Dutch. But I was like, betalingsregeling is like a payment plan, guys.
Yes.
If you get a bill, you
Paying
get a payment plan. Like, yeah,
terms.
you find a way to go around it because you know eventually you're gonna pay it, but it's not you don't gotta pay it right now.
Yeah.
Same thing like a grade, like you avoid it because you know eventually you get a receipt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
I used
But
to do a
yeah,
lot of nonsense though back in the day, boy.
We all
everybody.
did.
But I feel like you sound like you like to pour into people. You feel like enough people just pour into you.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Like even in your statement about being selfish, do you feel like you needed to be selfish because you weren't like getting poured into in a sense?
And that could be with
Well,
anything.
No. Like it's efficient. People that I expect to, pour into me, they pour into me definitely. But at the same time, it's like you still have your own stuff to do out there. So even though you feel like people pouring into you, it's still like you probably still want a certain amount of something for yourself still now. So you still
Yeah.
gotta kind of find ways and find time to sit down. Cause it's like, how do I put it?
It's like you got to polish your glass. Like they could pour into you, but the glass polishing is what you could only do for yourself.
It's not a finished product.
Okay.
It's not a
Yeah.
finished product. So it's basically like, people around me are adding different pieces to, who I am as an individual and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like this saying like, here, look this piece, here, look this piece, here, look that piece. But it's up to me now to sit down and like, put all the pieces together and kind of really reconstruct myself and, continue, moving forward.
But you mean like regardless if somebody pouring into you or not? And I just mean like that pouring into you could be like supporting you and stuff like
No,
that.
people do support me.
You feel like that was always the case? But you're trying to say regardless if they pour into you or not, you're going to still be working on yourself, and people should always do that. Period. But you don't feel like at a certain point though, like you still need that pouring into or like get support or whatever. Or you feel or that wasn't always that way.
Well, like if the support ain't there, then the support ain't there. And for me, it's like if the support not there, that does not mean that I have to stop hitting the ground running. So for me, it's like if the support there, it helps me to move forward much faster at a quicker pace and stuff like that. But I also understand for myself that at the end of the day, sometimes support isn't always gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes people might be going through a stretch for themselves where it's like, you know, they're busy with this, or they got this going on, or they got that going on. So in that period in time, it might feel for myself that like, you know, I'm not normally getting the support that I would normally get, but I still have to function.
You sound so positive, but I can just be really blunt. You feel like St. Martin people will support you, you know?
It's
Question of the day.
on my page and on TikTok and stuff like that, I actually do see, you know, St. Martin people, you know, in between supporting me and stuff like that. But I really don't like
You don't pay attention to
I don't feel, because I feel like that's something that like you could that could probably like mess with you. You know what I mean? I feel like I would look at it more like on a larger scale. So it's like I understand that SM people, you know, supporting me and stuff like that. I just also see like in the comments, like, you know, people showing me love sometimes when I go live and stuff like that. I just also see St. Martin people in the live. Some of them that I don't know, but my live sometimes is like stream like in St. Martin on the French side and stuff like that. And they just be putting the flags and this and that. So that's like all good support that I appreciate and love. And I also big up St. Martin when I live. I also big up Saba and Stacia, because a lot of
Stacia.
huh?
Sorry.
Lord, what you got against Stacia?
Nothing, it just come out of nowhere. I was like, Stacia, who in the room?
Stacia right there.
Sorry.
No, but I mean,
Oh,
like
I was just like, huh? Like, who?
Yeah.
I just mentioned SM and stuff like that, but it's
Oh,
like
you'd be like, saying,
I just also mentioned
Yeah.
Saba, because I feel like a lot of people just forget about those three
that's
islands.
true.
Like when I was like go online and stuff like that, I just have like the privilege to like speak to like thousands of people, and like I just kind of understand that like not much people understand, you know, the St. Martin, Saba, and Stacia. A lot of people actually do think that those three countries all speak Papiamento too.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, still.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. So
Because you have a
I
big
mean, it's
Dutch
a
audience.
progress, because they used to think we say bumbleclot. Like
Yeah.
every time I would say I'm from Saba, they think I'm Jamaican. So the fact that they think we speak Papiamento is a progress.
Yeah.
But it took years. But what you saying?
But I mean, like, that just goes to show, though, that a big part of your audience is Dutch people. 'Cause I feel like only Dutch people just think that way. And Americans. That, like, you know, the only Caribbean people country is Jamaica. And now they know a little bit about Trinidad and Barbados. But, like, they just think... Because you say they just think we speak Papiamento. That's a lot of Dutch people that think that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a big part of your audience is Dutch.
majority is Dutch. Like I have the analytics sometimes on my phone, and I think it's be like, I think like 80%, like 80-something%, like
Up here.
up here, 10 in Belgium, and then the other places is like America, Afghanistan, Suriname, and stuff like that.
Right.
I
But
think it's Afghanistan.
international. Oh, that's
But yeah,
cool.
I guess, you know, at the end of the day, like, you can just, it's not like you're looking for the support, but in general,
Yeah.
it's like you feel like, and this is not just you, that in general, people need to be supporting each other more, I guess, and then that's just, I guess maybe St. Martin,
I feel like
because sometimes I feel that way.
You know, we have a different view. I feel
Why?
like from my side, I always used to be not jealous, but I always wish that the way y'all so patriotic, and I've seen it a lot where there is support, but I guess I see it because I don't see it much where I come from, in a sense. Like, not coming from for Saba people, but there's a level of, you don't feel support as a Saban. And there's times where it's like, yo, we could be backing each other, helping each other, like put Saba on the map or whatever. But I feel like with SM, y'all do that. Even if I go to a party or something, you going to see the SM flag. Like the patriotism. Yes, guys. Thank you, Mano. Is there. And I feel like the support where even if somebody not blow up, but they have something, I see a lot of shares from St. Martin people. And that is something I always used to find so admirable about the island. But I feel like for y'all, you have a different view where you like, we know.
wasn't always like that though.
I still
Okay.
feel like, it
No,
still
but
feel like it's not like
it wasn't always like that. I could remember like sometimes like I used to travel with like St. Martin, like the selection baseball team and stuff like that. And I used to remember like even before I had leave, like when I used to see like Curacao returning back to Curacao, Santo Domingo returning back to Santo, like even if they didn't win a championship or whatever, or they didn't win a lot of games, you would see like a large crowd on the
Yeah,
airport,
welcoming
like
them back.
clapping,
True.
like, and sometimes it's not even probably family, but just like people
Mm-hmm.
from the country, just on the island, like embracing the kids that coming back and stuff like that. So when I went away the first time, what I had in my mind was the same thing was gonna happen to for us when we return back to St. Martin.
Psych.
Yeah.
But only parents, it was real quiet, and I was like, wow. Like, you know, the minute you leave, you lose 1-2 games or whatever, they, you know, talk negative about you and stuff like that. But as the years, you want to say something?
I
No,
just
she
like,
agreeing, like,
Go
yeah.
ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead. What you
I
gonna
just
say?
feel like, you know, and in St. Martin it really depends on what you're doing, at what level you're doing, who you be, and all of that before you get the support. And of course, we have patriotism, and we could be very patriarchal or maybe a little nationalistic, but like I just feel like it's really rooted in like who you be and who you fuck and them kind of things. And it's like like for example, what he talking about, let's say they had win the championship, then you would have seen them every year. Then you would have seen all the support. And it's even what Gilla was talking about when he was here, that is like it sometimes stems from government and them not pushing us and like sports or whatever it is, or even music on the island. But then I feel like amongst the people sometimes too, it's like just this big thing of like status to me.
I could get that too, because maybe I don't see it from Saba because I don't have much ties with my sister and I is first generation Saban.
Yeah.
So maybe the people who last name probably Hassel, Livingstone, Sagers, they have
Johnson.
a big Johnson. Yo, for them, it's like they maybe feel that and they notice it because who they be. But for me, it was a matter of my family there's my mother and my father.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be a factor, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But I just feel like, and we do support each other. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
we do. But it's just like it could be way better.
For sure, especially small islands.
Yeah, but it just don't come that way all the time. I feel like
We can do better, guys.
regardless, our period. But yeah,
What you laughing for?
I just feel
You're
like
just sitting on the couch, so she
Yeah, I know. I listen.
no, I don't. I feel like I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you wanted to, like, you know, so I give you the time and the moment to, like, you know.
Well, is there anything you wanted, like anything else you wanted to address that you feel like you didn't address in this episode?
I wanted to ask us, because you just listen, you feel like you watch most of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you ever wanted to ask us?
Oh,
Yep.
for true.
Or
Like,
not really,
ask
no?
her, you like what? Like,
I don't
Or
know,
maybe
on
they had a
topic.
conversation that we had where you really wanted to say something and you checking like, bye, wait till I get on that couch.
it had convos, like things that like spark up and things like that, but it's like that was in the moment now. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Now. It's like sometimes it's like if I sitting down and like I watching like something, I would be like I would like want to jump in now, but you know you're home. It's like,
I think you're old.
yeah, you're home.
Yeah.
You're home, but
That's
it's like, boy, I wish I could have, like, you know, thrown my 2 cents here or
Yeah.
there or whatever, like, you know.
People telling us when you do lives.
Y'all gotta have a hotline.
Yeah. Yes.
We could though.
They were saying that by yourself. I say somebody gonna call and talk some shit.
Nah,
But nah.
And I don't do well
I like,
with
I
people
like the
talking
podcast,
shit.
so like the positive stuff that y'all preach here and stuff like that, like, you know, I offer it. Like, I just actually see things and, like, you know, like when you're reading a book and like something hits you in the book and like you close the book and like you hold out one finger there and like you just like sit onto yourself and you're like, wow.
You digest.
You digest it. Sometimes I just like have that like when like certain things like y'all say, I just be like, bam, you know, like it is like soaking. So for people that are younger than us and stuff like that, this is also to, you know, a nice, you know, healthy podcast.
And that's the goal, guys. You know, I always on the whole, let's progress. But honestly, though, like, even with these conversations, when I just hear, I understand where you're coming from when you say, like, we asking a lot of people, like, to be mature and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, we are asking, but it's not a ask for my benefit. It's just for your benefit. And if we could have dialogue that allows you to see people who maybe look like you, who come from where you come from, or just been in similar situations, it gives you that comfort of realizing, like you say, your imperfections, accepting them and seeing how you could grow from there, rather than continually denying them or rejecting them or feeling like you need to be at a certain level to be able to do this. You could do any fucking thing you want to do. And I say this with like some serious, what you call that?
Conviction.
Thank you. Because at the end of the day, we all reach a certain point, and the way to reach there is that first step. Like you say, it's a marathon. You might be running to Philipsburg, or you might be running to like Groningen. But at the end of the day, you took a step. So just realize that. Because like you said in the last episode, we not perfect, and you need to be open about that. Like we mentioned with the triggers, if you have a guy and you want to be open about maybe certain traumas you haven't healed from, you should be able to do that. And if you're not allowed to do that, you're not with the right person. I'm just saying that straight, flat, point blank, period. Because as people, we need to kind of, not to be like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. But at the same time, we need to realize like we all have our different like issues, and no issue is less valuable or less important than the one you're dealing with. And if you approach things like that, people will be more open to be open about like what they're going through.
I feel like social media is what has caused that too sometimes. I feel like
Yeah.
what you just see, like what a lot of people just prefer to put on social media is be all the good stuff.
For sure.
You know, everything that going good and stuff like that. So if you are somebody that often like, you know, tune into social media and you coming across those things all the time, it's like you just feel like, you know, like this person probably don't make no mistakes. So if you coming across somebody content all the time and you feel like nothing going wrong with them, you will automatically feel like, hey,
It's true.
maybe I should also be like this. Maybe I should go into the direction where like I need to be perfect. But
You also feel that way now? Like, even though now we are aware that that's not the
No,
case.
but it's subconscious.
Majority
No,
of
but
the people,
you can't control it to a level. It's subconscious. At the end of the day, you don't notice certain things until it becomes such a problem. And with social media, it has become a problem, but so many people are on autopilot, they don't notice it. I know how it affects me, and there's still ways social media affects me that I'm really trying to work on. And it's like the grip that social media has on things, we don't realize the magnitude is at. Just like you say, we see it every day, people posting good things. You don't hear about people's like sad stories, but that also doesn't get pushed. That's not something people want to hear because they'll think you're complaining, or they'll think like suck it up. But that's
something that would help the most, because if somebody like showing how vulnerable they are and stuff like that, then someone could actually have more empathy.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of would like
it's like the spring fling. So we had a lovely wholesome spring fling with just women. Big up Elisha for organizing it. And
what was it spring fling?
it's just a little get together.
Yeah.
Like we enjoyed food and games and alcohol. Honestly, that was it really. It's just a party. We call it spring fling to make it, you know, bougie.
Yeah.
But I came with like a jar of questions. Y'all know I love my questions. And once that first person got vulnerable, everybody felt comfortable to get vulnerable.
Yeah.
Once them first set of tales, I ain't saying no names, but once them first set of tales like kind of you know, started to pour, and somebody showed like, yo, this is me, and I'm showing y'all me, more people showed themselves.
And that's honestly my goal and wherever I want with this podcast. Because we get vulnerable every time we bring somebody on the couch, it's us getting vulnerable. And I just feel like ultimately at the end of the day, like people are going to just be able to just see that in themselves and the people around them and like benefit from it.
Yeah, I like showing my vulnerable moments, because a lot of people just also tell me like they look up to me and this and that. So I also like to show, you know, that part of myself.
Yeah.
Not that like I gonna get like totally, you know, personal and like put my whole private life out there, but I feel like for certain things that like I don't mind making myself vulnerable for, because someone else can, you know, learn from my vulnerability or anything, I just actually, you know, make myself, you know, vulnerable.
I have a question. As a man, what vulnerable situations have you now been able to put yourself in that you feel like you were scared to do before? Like, how have you, I don't know, open those dialogues or...
Probably...
You could think about it. Mando, I want to ask you too. Like, both of y'all think about this, please.
I feel like now, like, it's a lot more easier for me to show emotion. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot more.
With everybody, or just
I don't show emotion to everybody, but like for certain people, like I feel like it's just okay to show some form of emotion and stuff like that. So that's something that I feel like is a little different now.
Yeah. Yes.
You was to say, I see you.
Yeah, I was gonna say just like to effectively express like what's bothering me
Yeah.
when I'm angry and them type of things.
Yeah. As a woman, I also feel like that's something I developed.
Yeah.
Well, how to?
Where, like, to be more open. Like, I used to be open, but I feel like now I feel safer being open with, like, the people around me. Because before I don't feel like I had that as much. So,
The people around you also have something to do with you wanting to be more open. You know what I mean? If you open, but like you being open to the wrong types of people and stuff like that, then you're going to automatically kind of like
go back
into
shell.
a hole because you probably telling yourself like, this is the reason why I was in a hole in the first place.
And you're going to start to think that everybody going to be doing that in a
more or
sense.
less, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's the same thing where I say, I remember what episode that was. Maybe it's openness, but just not come across strong all the time and just be vulnerable. Like, I'm not.
This is a topic for the episode, vulnerability.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this was it, guys.
Yes.
This was episode, I don't know what's 10 in Spanish.
10.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
10.
Yeah.
Yes.
9. 10.
I didn't pass.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What? You didn't pass my
I thought I passed it, but not too well.
Me neither.
Nah, I love
Ish.
Spanish, but it's this.
Exam.
It was better than French.
Maybe we should
Stop
start.
hating.
I could not pass French. Whenever I play 2 truths and 1 lie, and it's always be like I never get higher than a 6 in French because that's a fact. Like,
Wow.
I dropped that.
I never get French.
No,
I get like my father will speak French, so I know un, deux, trois, and all of them croissant,
Un, deux,
baguette,
trois.
oui,
Je
oui.
m'appelle.
But yeah, other than that, but yeah, we are episode 10, guys. Like,
amazing.
thank y'all so much. We know our writers. There's people who like watch our episodes, and we appreciate y'all to the moon and back.
And I also want to say, because somebody was telling me that like I always look like I'm staring into nothing, but I just want to highlight that as we looking at Jody.
There's a mirror. If y'all see this setup,
Yeah,
you will understand.
I just be watching her a lot in the mirror, and then people will be like, "Yo, you just look like you tuning out," and it's like I'm actually tuned in.
Thank you, guys. She's just watching my reflection.
Huh?
You can't see yourself in the
No,
mirror.
I can't.
No.
Oh, you can see me.
Like, I can't see myself. I can only see you and Haiti.
You put that right in front of me. I try to avoid looking.
No,
I
but
can
I'm
only
looking in the camera direction.
But I can't even see you, so that's why I would look at you. But I'm with Jody, I would look at Jody. You know,
You
what
can
I
see
mean?
me though.
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, if I could see somebody's eyes, I mean that they could see me. But I can't see your eyes, so I know you can't see me.
Yeah, I can't see you.
Physics. But yeah.
But yeah, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Episode 10.
Yeah.
And if you want some stickers or a
Oh
business
my
card,
gosh.
let us know.
We are going to be sharing them out. And Ashia, thank you so much for coming on the episode.
No
This
problem.
was a lovely episode.
I
And
enjoyed it.
yeah,
We was talking about how you
guys.
should probably come back at a certain
Oh yeah.
point.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
It's-
How you feel?
I feel good. I feel it's a natural conversation.
Yeah,
it
well,
was,
that's always.
it was fun.
Good point.
It was fun. Everybody get to voice their opinions. We were all listening to each other and stuff like that, getting our points across and stuff like that. So it was a really nice podcast.
It was nice. But anyways, thank you guys.
And
We will catch y'all bi-weekly on Tuesdays. Bop, bop. We out. We out.